Carl Froch gave us our Fight of the Year on ITV, and hopefully we're going to be seeing a great deal more of him in the years to come. What's it like to be champion of the world? Well, I travelled to Nottingham to meet Carl to find out. This is the old market down here, isn't it, Carl? Down in the middle of Nottingham?
Yeah, definitely. The old heart of Nottingham, Stenton Market. It's a little bit run down around this area, but some good stuff going on. Obviously got the arena, stone's throw away from here.
And this is your gym right here?
Yeah, this is where I start my training, get myself in from out of shape to in decent shape for the first 4 weeks, and then we'll go away onto camp for the next 4 to 6 weeks.
Shall we have a look inside?
Yeah,
let's
definitely.
see what's going on. Big place, Carl.
Yeah, it's got everything you need.
Well, got some gear in here, isn't it?
Yeah, that ring comes from my old amateur gym, actually. About 15, 20 years old, that ring is, from when I was a kid.
Really?
We brought it over from there and reconditioned it.
This is the one which you actually use.
Yeah, it's got a new
15.
canvas and that. When I was 10. Started boxing when I was 10. So that's the ring that I was in from day one as an amateur. So it's quite nice to have it in the gym that I use now as a professional.
So this is actually where you're sparring in the...
yeah, I start all my sparring here, and then obviously we take sparring out to wherever we do the camp.
So there's the belt, Carl. That was what it was all about. What's it like being a world champion?
Well, it's just finally sinking in over a week after the event. I mean, it's such a big event, such a thrilling event. To win the WBC title in such a manner was fantastic, but it's just sinking in now that I'm world champion, and I'm ready to hear news on who's next, really.
Do you have to pinch yourself a bit to think, yeah, you know, I mean, you see the faces on there.
Yeah, definitely.
Joe Lewis and Muhammad Ali, and you think, I'm a WBC champion.
Yeah, I wake up and I think, I did do it. I start to realise what you've achieved, but I want to defend it now and maybe go after some of the other belts. So the work starts now, and there's going to be plenty of big guns now looking to take that off me. So I need to be in the gym and I need to be focused.
What's your week been like?
It's been a fantastic week. I've done so much press, TV, radio, and the local papers and that. And I've also had a letter from Gordon Brown, actually, believe it or not. Yeah, he sent me a letter saying how I've made Britain proud, and I've also must have made Nottingham extremely proud, which I have. I'm enjoying it, really, just letting it all soak in and having a good 3 or 4 weeks off. I've got a few aches and pains, a few bruises, sore hand, sore rib. My eardrum's healed up. I had a perforated eardrum, and the funny echoing noise has gone now. So
the eyes cleared up as well?
Yeah, the stitches, they went in well, and my younger brother Wayne actually took them stitches out on Friday with a Stanley knife and a pair of tweezers, just pulled them out for me.
Was that the one who's a plasterer?
Yeah, that's right. He's got a very steady hand.
Just as well. What about getting back in the gym now? Because they're talking about the possibility of you fighting in April, aren't they?
Yeah, that's right. Early next year, I think in the springtime, I could be fighting as early as that. I need to rest up for at least 2 weeks of doing virtually nothing. Bit of massage, a few hot baths and plenty of rest. And then after that, what I'll do is I'll start with the road work, start doing some runs.
Mick Hennessy is working away at the possibility of a Jermaine Taylor fight. He's the mandatory challenger. If that happens, if that's made, what do you reckon?
Well, I reckon it'll be a fantastic matchup between two top fighters. I mean, I'm WBC champion now, so I'm becoming world-renowned, recognised. Jermaine Taylor's already a marquee fighter, a well-established fighter. People this side, over in Britain, may not have heard of him, unless they're boxing fans, but over in America, he's a massive, massive name, he's a big deal. So the fight would probably take place in America, so that would be a fantastic occasion and something I would love to do. I mean, I'd happily go over to Madison Square Garden in New York, because that's a fantastic venue, somewhere I'd love to fight.
The man who beat Bernard Hopkins twice.
Exactly, yeah. So he's been in there with some top fighters. Out there, a Jermaine Taylor, Carl Froch fight would be big. And in terms of beating the guy, I think I've got what it takes to beat him.
What are the big tests out there? The British fans obviously know Mikel Kessler, the WBA champion, but there are other fights as well. You think about Mundine, the Australian, that's another possibility somewhere down the line.
Anthony Mundine, he's definitely a good fighter. He's somebody that's been beat, so he's not immediately on my radar. Lucien Boutte, Canadian IBF champion, Mikel Kessler. I mean, there's big fights out there.
Kelly Pavlik might fancy it.
Kelly Pavlik, his promoters talked about having a fight with the Cobra in the future, so maybe if he gets 1 or 2 more fights in, or 1 at middleweight, and then we can have a fight at super-middleweight or somewhere in between, you never know.
Now, there's one name there which people at home are going to be saying, why haven't they mentioned Calzaghe? What about Joe Calzaghe? What about Joe Calzaghe? Have you given up on that now?
I've not totally given up on it, to be honest. Any advice I can give to Calzaghe would be to retire. He's talking about retiring. I think he should retire, because if he does fight me, I'll knock him out. I know he's talking about beating me in 3 rounds, but everybody's laughed that off and just called that a ridiculous statement, especially based on my last performance. he doesn't stop anybody. In his last 10 fights, he's not stopped anybody. I think he's got problems with his hands. I don't think he punches hard anyway. And his style is made for me. He walks straight onto the Cobra uppercut all night long. And if anything's going 3 rounds, it's a fight with me and him. He'll be on the floor in 3 rounds. I'll knock him out. If he can sleep at night knowing that he swerved me towards the end of his career, then that's fair enough. He's not the man I thought he was. But there's big fights out there for me, other than hyping on about Joe Calzaghe. And his recent comments show me that he's got no interest in fighting me.
He got under your skin, didn't he?
A little bit, because he's tried to discredit what I've achieved. I'm world champion now. He vacated that belt rather than fight me. It's not like he gave me the belt. I had to fight damn hard for that belt against a top level athlete who maybe could have beat Calzaghe, maybe could have beat all the other top names. Unfortunately for him, he met me at this stage of his career, and now he's on the road back now, the long road back. There's plenty more for me to be getting on with. You just mentioned 4 top names there yourself, and I'll happily take them on and defend my WBC title for the next 5 or 6 years. I've got the belt that means the most to me, the WBC. That's the one for me. That's the main one. And now I've got my hands on that. Someone better come and they better bring a lump hammer or a horseshoe in the glove or something if they want to take that off me, because I'm not going down without a fight, that's for sure.
Have a good Christmas, mate.
Nice one, John. Thanks a lot.
Well, they really do love him, don't they, up there in Nottingham? He's become a big star. How good a performance do you think it was, Barry?
2 unbeaten fighters fighting flat out, nothing given or taken, well, everything given and taken for the entire 12 rounds, and they never stopped working right to the end, showing courage, skill, drama. Incredible. What a performance.
I think I said in commentary at one point, Duke, it brought back memories of Ben and Eubank. I mean, it was as good a fight as that.
For pure excitement, it was plucky, it was gutsy. He put it all on the line, did Froch. Didn't leave anything to chance. Wanted to win, showed that he wanted to win. You know, from the beginning of the fight to the end of the fight. Was never really going to knock Pascal out, but was prepared to take a chance. You know, meet him in the middle of the ring and just let everything fly. Great fight to watch.
He said he wants to be a superstar. I mean, that's not done him any harm, has it?
Without a doubt. I mean, that's really sort of engaging with 2.7 million people watching him at 11 o'clock at night. It peaked, which is really good. Shows how good the fight was. It peaked at the end of the fight. So people were gathering pace, and more people were switching on. You know, switch over and watch this fight. It's really exciting. One of the best fights I've seen in years and years. And, you know, flat out to the end, and it was fantastic.
So what next? You know, we spoke to Mick Hennessy, and he's talking about Mikael Kessler. He's talking about Jermaine Taylor as well, who's the mandatory challenger for that WBC title. What do you think he does from here?
I don't think he needs to go for Kessler yet. He needs to reinforce himself and establish himself as a champion. I mean, to my mind, he should be thinking about the likes of Anthony Mundine, thinking about the likes of Jermaine Taylor. Well, that's a compulsory, so that has to happen. But Anthony Mundine as another way of earning some money, building his reputation, solidifying himself as champion, possibly a clash with Lucien Butte, who's an easier option than Mikael Kessler, and then a showdown with Kessler, a year's time, maybe a year and a half time, when he's a more solid champion, more confident champion, and I think we'll have a much better chance.
I think one fight he would like would be Joe Calzaghe, wouldn't it? I think more than anything else, he would like a fight against Calzaghe, but it ain't going to happen, is it?
No, I don't think it will happen, and for me, Calzaghe wouldn't be the ideal fight, as Barry's already said. But, you know, the fight for me would probably be like Jeff Lacey. Still a name, but not a threat. Absolutely tailor-made for Carl Froch. And that would be the fight that could springboard him across the nationwide, you know, over in America. People would sit up and take notice. He's not ready for Kessler yet, as, again, it's already been said. But that kind of a fight would be the fight that could really launch him as a worldwide star.